Hello, this is Phoenix, and this is Coach.
Peace.
So,
Wear your mask,
we're
folks.
we're going to be talking about the original trilogy of the Konar Chronicles, not the one I'm going to be releasing at hopefully the end of February, but the original one. So, it starts out with Mewtwo, and he's like, 10,000 years. I need to destroy the world, and flies off. And proceeds to do practically almost nothing or something. Then we meet this kid, Miles, who runs into this kid, Comet, and Miles lives on his own. And he's about 11 years old. That's your cue to say something.
Oh, I thought it was a pregnant pause. An 11-year-old boy and a 1,000-year-old Mewtwo?
No.
What?
You're supposed to be rejecting all the plot holes and stuff.
Well, I don't have any plot
stuff.
so far. You just mentioned two characters.
I just talked about...
Don't yell at me. Stop screaming.
I just talked about how Miles is 11 years old and lives on his own.
Yes, it's unusual.
Yeah.
How does he live on his own? Why does he live on his own?
Oh, the
Parents
reason...
got killed, right? Whoop, spoiler alert.
I'm supposed to explain that.
Okay, well, my bad.
Alright, so he goes to this place called the Expedition Club, where this guy, Luke, a 14-year-old, is basically their leader. And he has them go to dangerous places.
Time out.
Yeah?
How's a 14-year-old become leader? Huh?
Well, I mean, he offered for a job.
He what?
It's like a job, kind of, an after-school job.
14 years old, he's got an after-school job leading a group of people. Seriously, how old are you, by the way?
14.
Oh, okay. Do you see what I see, folks? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so he goes to, Luke sends these guys to, dangerous locations to retrieve valuables.
Not Phoenix, Luke. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so he sends them to dangerous locations to get valuables. And the kids there are about, at most, 11 to 12 years old. And, yeah, so he sends Miles to an abandoned science center, and Miles gets attacked by a Lucario.
What's the Lucario?
Lucario is a Pokemon.
Oh. Should he be concerned?
Well, Lucario is a powerful fighter. Yeah, so he gets attacked by this Lucario, and then Comet gets attacked by the Lucario as well, and Miles, to save Comet, launches a Thunderbolt at them, the Lucario.
A Thunderbolt? After school activities. Holy cow. Okay. Good gravy. Man, do you have any homework, son? No, I'm going to be dodging lightning bolts in my after-school job with a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds. Okay. Holy mackerel. Go ahead.
So, yeah, they then see this guy, named Bruce Cockner, who has, a golden tooth, hook for an arm. He tells them about a strange legend with creatures called humans. And basically talks about who killed the humans. It was Mewtwo. And he talks about how Mewtwo was in search of the One, whoever that is.
The One.
So they then go to warn everyone of how dangerous Mewtwo is, but Mewtwo finds them and captures them. So, yeah. Then, because of how powerful Mewtwo is, they decide not to call the police, but to go fight Mewtwo themselves. They're 11 years old, by the way.
What?
Yeah, 11-year-old saves the world.
11-year-old saves the world after school, going after a thing that eradicated all the human race 1,000 years ago?
Well, that was my first ever comic I ever drew, so really it does have some flaws.
Some? A little bit. Just a little bit.
All right.
Just a tiny bit.
Next episode.
As if the first one wasn't enough.
So, next episode, episode Legends.
Legends.
Features, scientist Ben Zendile, father of Comet. Basically, he's trying to create a creature that can merge with other Pokemon. And, yeah?
Does Comet have a mother? Or did Comet just come out of his father?
No, of course he has.
Well, you just
He has a
said
mother.
father of Comet. You didn't say mother. So I'm thinking,
No, I mean,
Comet
does,
things don't live for 1,000 years,
no,
you know.
I mean, Comet
and
does,
eradicate the
Comet
entire
does
human.
have a mother.
So I don't know how
Comet
people
does
are
have a mother.
doing it on your planet or whatever. Okay, go ahead.
So,
What's her name?
I believe her name is Jessie Zendile.
You just made that up. Okay, go ahead.
No, I didn't.
Right
So, Ben, along with a scientist partner, Emily Rose, basically they're trying to create a creature that can merge with other Pokemon and make them shapeshift. Something wrong?
No, I'm just shapeshifting.
Okay, so, it's about a year after the first episode, and Miles and Comet they buy some tickets and take a cruise to Delwind Island. In this episode, it's by 1 year, so Miles is 12 years old and Comet is 11. They take a cruise ship by ordering ferry tickets.
How much do those ferry tickets cost?
Are you kidding me? Weren't you going to say that doesn't make any sense?
Sure, but why start now?
Okay, so they get to the place and are greeted by a French-speaking Gengar.
A French-speaking Gengar.
Yeah, now
they're going without their parents on this cruise?
That's because Miles doesn't know where his parents are. His dad is dead, his mom disappeared.
Yeah, but what about the other 11 and 12-year-olds?
This
is happening after
Wait,
school?
I just remembered.
This is happening after school?
No,
or
over summer vacation.
Break. Oh, okay, great.
I just remembered Comet has his parents. They could have taken them. Yet another plot flaw in my pre-comic stuff. So yeah, I wasn't really that good. So Miles visits the place, the science place called PRF. No, PRF. No, it's like a acronym.
That kind of sounds like after I have a real,
It's an acronym.
thick meal, and
PRF.
I'm sitting in the family room.
It's PRF, an acronym.
An acronym. What's it stand for?
Pokemon Research Facility.
Ooh, neato.
Yeah, so he looks at the place, and then he meets a hacker online who asks him to go to, this late diner place with him. And, after that, he tells him that PRF, surprisingly, is actually very bad because they've been creating mutated hybrid Pokemon. Thing is, we never actually get to see any of them. Just one on a computer. And, after that, the scientist guy goes crazy, because some guys broke in, and, he kills his science partner, and then goes off to kill Miles. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
This is when it starts to get really dark and the bodies start flying. So if you're counting at home, what are we up to as far as death totals?
The entire human race.
I was counting 1, 2, 3. He's talking 400 million people.
Okay.
Dead.
So
moving on to the 11-year-olds after school going on a ship.
Wait. So, he goes and fights Miles. Miles is struggling to fight him. He's about to kill Miles when suddenly Mewtwo appears and saves him. Mewtwo then captures Ben in a psychic field and vaporizes him from existence, killing him. This doesn't happen in the remastered reboot version, though. So, also, Mewtwo then drops some random information about Miles' mom, and he only tells her coordinates. And, Miles, is like, they're out there somewhere. And at the end, it shows Necrozma breaking out of an ice block and flying away, screaming, "Light!"
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, so then the final episode. It opens with Necroza attacking and destroying a science facility, then destroying a van, and there are only 3 survivors of the 26 on that van.
Wait a minute. You had 26 people on a van?
Yeah. It was large.
What are they, clowns?
It was a large...
Jeez, oh, Pete, that's a bus! That's not a van! Are you kidding me?
It was a large van.
Oh, a large van? It's got like 18 wheels on it. Good gravy. Okay, so this large van...
Okay, so...
Man.
Then a guy wakes up in the hospital and he remembers a picture of Necroza's arm. He draws it and shows it to the hospital staff. He's like, "What is that?" Then it cuts to Miles. Miles is woken up by his alarm clock and throws it out the window.
Throws his alarm clock out the window?
Yeah, he was annoyed by it.
Okay.
So, he goes
Quick
out...
fun fact. The people, or the Pokemon, are very ill-tempered in these stories.
No,
very ill-tempered.
Some of them are.
Most of them are.
So, Miles, is in need of money to get a boat to find his mom. So, he gets a job at this detective agency.
At 15 years old now?
No, this takes place 2 weeks after the last one, so he's still 12. Yeah, I'm just as confused. I don't really know what was up with me back then. So, but turns out, spoiler alert, this was in the thing. The guy who hired him is actually a criminal mastermind. Yeah, so he meets these guys at the destroyed place. Boss Nirvana and Gary Guile. A Greninja and Incineroar, respectively. And they are stealing these weird blue gems, and when Boss, the Incineroar, touches it, he gains a strange, great power. Then he sees Miles and launches a laser beam at him. I would prefer you speaking than making hand gestures. Alright, so Miles is flown back, blasted out of the wall, and unconscious. Then, a Gardevoir named Jenny finds him and takes him back to the detective agency instead of the hospital.
What does Jenny do?
She takes him into his car and drives him to the detective agency after he was beaten up by those guys. So...
Jenny, do you know her phone number?
No.
866.
She doesn't even exist.
That's a guy?
No.
Jenny?
She doesn't exist.
She does exist.
She does not.
Oh. You don't know
She's a fictional character.
You don't know your 80s songs because 8675309 is her phone number.
He's a fictional character, Deadpool.
Coach to you, son.
All
Continue.
Right. All right, Coach. So, he then, he fights this Raichu guy named Thunderstorm.
What's a Raichu?
So, Thunderstorm beats the heck out of him, and he's taken to the hospital by one of his friends, Grace.
It seems like the female characters in your story just take guys to the hospital. Is that basically their only...
No.
No?
So, so...
Tell them about the children that they have. How many children do they have? I'm sorry.
Like one?
That's not what you said before. You said they have like...
Stop.
200.
Stop it. So, after that, they are teleported to a mysterious island by the legendary by the mythical Pokemon Mew, and Miles trains with Mew until he's strong enough, and then he fights Thunderstorm and beats him, gets the money, but he only buys a boat at the end of the episode. So then more Necrozma attacks happen, and they find out about Necrozma through Miles having a Pokedex stored away in his closet. They then make the responsible choice as 12-year-olds to go fight Necrozma, instead of calling the police. Yeah. Actually, Colin found out about Necrozma because his Uncle Jerry was attacked by it. Uncle Jerry lived, by the way.
Oh, very good. Good news for uncles everywhere.
Yeah, so they fight Necrozma, and they're getting seriously overwhelmed. Then Mewtwo shows up, and he fights Necrozma, who then absorbs energy from the sun and turns into Ultra Necrozma. Mewtwo then sacrifices himself to destroy Necrozma, and Mewtwo dies.
Yay! Not a fan. You can look at his other links. Find the video, how I feel about Mewtwo.
That doesn't actually exist, by the way. He's faking. So...
What?
So... They make a gravestone, they put a little flower on it, and they carve into the gravestone Mewtwo.
By the way, subscribe, mash that like button.
By the way, it's up there, not down below.
There. Up there.
So, they get a boat. They go to Karen Island, the same place where the terrorist attack happened that separated Miles from his mother, and the one that killed his father. And they find Miles' mother, and Miles is like, "Ma?" And then the episode ends. Nothing else there.
Like they don't have anything to talk about?
Well, no, because
When's the last time you saw her?
I decided to end the episode there because it was kind of like a reference to The Force Awakens, the end of The Force Awakens, when Rey is standing on that cliff and looks at Luke, then Luke turns around. It was kind of a reference to that. So that's the original trilogy of the Konar Chronicle, guys. The Konar Chronicles, guys.
Write it down, and if you understand it, send it to me. Click it in the comments there if you're following along at home.
Yeah, so, now, I remade / rebooted the original 3 episodes as well as some other episodes, but the overall premise is the same. I'm not going to tell you it because spoilers, but we had a really fun time making this episode.
Yes.
Fun fact, this is the first recording of this episode. We didn't even come in with a plan. We just made up a bunch of random stuff.
Just random.
Yeah.
And it didn't at all feel that way. Like a well-timed, oiled machine.
Any final things to say?
No.
Okay then. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember to mix it up. This is Femix and Coach
Coach?
signing out. Goodbye.